Hello, I'm Eli Self, and I'm getting my specialist degree through Kennesaw State University in instructional technology. This video is to describe to you guys what my capstone project plan was, kind of how it went, just the overall, run of the mill, how it went. So the name of my capstone is Engaging Students in a Virtual Context. The idea came from this through 2020 and all that COVID brought. It kind of thrust teachers into a virtual setting overnight almost. So a lot of people had issues, knowing how to teach in that setting, how to use tools. And so that kind of got my wheels turning as far as how could we use technology more so in the classroom to kind of make a blended environment, not completely virtual, not completely in person, but a good blended setting. So if I had to kind of put this into one sentence, my issue or my problem is blended between pedagogy and instructional tools. So the issue is some teachers don't know what all tools are out there to use, and some teachers don't know how to use those tools if they know they're there. So it's kind of a twofold problem that I wanted to try to solve here at my school. My plan was to make either a page or a module within Canvas, which is our learning management system for Hall County, to serve as kind of a curation place where people could upload their lesson plans or so they could say, hey, I used Kahoot in a self-paced quiz on Kahoot today, or I used Delta Math in this way. So just a way that they can say, hey, I did this, it worked really well for my kids. And that's really kind of the essence of what I wanted to get at is I wanted my kids or the teachers here to be able to serve our students the best. So it was not students in Atlanta or Tennessee, it's students right here in Hall County. So I want to know what works here for us. So past wanting to create a page or a module, my goal was to look at the coaching cycle used by Jim Knight. I think his work was from 2017, 2018, somewhere in there. But Jim Knight's coaching cycle is what I wanted to look at in a very informal way. So I wanted teachers to feel comfortable and confident in coming to me, or really I wanted them to come to a liaison, if you will, from every department. So one for math, one for science, one for every single department, because what worked for math might not work for English. So I wanted to have kind of a liaison or a point of contact for every department that would be able to coach and troubleshoot and assist their other members of their department. And past that, the BLAST team, which is the blended learning academic support team, they're kind of the technology leaders at the school. So through the BLAST team, as well as department PLC meetings, as well as faculty meetings, is where the professional learning needed to take place. So that was my original goal. So the evaluation plan included some deliverables. So I wanted to, again, have a module within each content area's PLC. I wanted classrooms to be learning environments that utilized Web 2.0 or digital tools to enhance all aspects of instruction. I wanted research-based technology-enhanced environments to be what the classroom looked like, especially problem-based learning, kind of putting the kids in the driver's seat, letting that inquiry kind of drive the whole process. And then, of course, BLAST members continue the professional learning process. And through all of my implementation, only 2 of these ended up looking different. Instead of making just a module within each Canvas course, I ended up making an entire Canvas course for my capstone. That way it could stay separate. I could kind of hopefully it can grow in the next few years because I want to continue doing what I've done here. But I created an entire course, and then I had a module for math and a module for science. And that's the next point of difference that happened is instead of every single department being involved, I saw early on that it was going to be a big robber of time, and time is everything for teachers. So I teach both math and science. So I ended up serving as the liaison or technology coach from the BLAST team for math and science. So I put a little bit more on myself just to try to keep the workload off of other people. And again, that was kind of a eye-opening thing as we got into pre-planning and late in the summer. I was like, I don't think I can do. I had too big of a vision early on. Um, so overall, the essence of my project still came to fruition. Like I said, teachers were still able to collaborate. I had weekly coaching sessions with lots of teachers from math and science. Actually, I met with another lady earlier this week trying to help her get Canvas set up for next year because of the few things that she did this year through the coaching. She's like, I want to do more of that. I want to have it more set up and more rigid, more of a concrete thing for next year. So it did end up going very well overall. Like I said, the vision was a little bit smaller, but it still worked out very well for math and science. In regards to data collection, I had surveys that I looked at that I created throughout the fall, and that helped me see kind of how teachers were doing through the whole process. If they had questions, it helped keep data coming in on a monthly basis. That way, I knew kind of how things were going. And to reflect on the whole project, like I said before, it didn't go completely as planned, but I'm really proud of how well people bought into it. I know quite a few of the math department meetings, it would turn into 20 and 30 minutes of people sharing verbally what they had done the week before. So really, what all is in the course I made, there's even more that was shared that didn't get documented, and that's something that I wish I would have had a pen and paper or my computer out typing. But it was hard to jump in at times, or it was hard to take myself out of being like, oh wow, this is really good stuff, than just absorbing. But that's one thing I wish I would have done a little bit different, is have more, record more of those informal conversations, either via video or type it down, write it down, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, the project went really well. And another thing that I forgot to mention earlier is the school improvement plan included a goal that was very similar to what I did. So looking ahead to the future, like basically what my capstone course can do for the future is, since my school is still is already fairly aligned to what I was doing, I'm hoping that I can talk to the administration and kind of have this be more of something set in stone, and that will be expanded to all departments. So I'm very excited to see how that goes in the future. But that was pretty neat. So when I was making my goal, it was post planning for the 2020-2021 school year is when I heard that goal, and it was kind of the same exact goal I had for my capstone. So it was pretty neat. And as far as copyright acknowledgments through all of this, if one of our teachers uploaded a digital lesson or an excerpt from a textbook or something they found online, that would be where the possible copyright comes in. Most of the time, textbooks and things like that can be shared within a classroom. So most of it was not textbook based, obviously, but that would be the only thing that I've got to double check, or I have double checked on, is copyright infringements from using other people's things. So thank you so much. Again, I loved this capstone project. It didn't go exactly how I wanted, or my vision was a little bit too big to start out, but overall, some great things were done. So thank you.